All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It is May 10th, 2023. Another day, another dollar, another edition of the Lang Trading Chat Room. Hope you guys had an awesome day yesterday. Ready to rock and roll and get back at it again today. So, as always, we're going to start off with the market bias. After that, we will review this watch list on the right hand side of the screen. Once we are done with that, it will be market open. So, we will begin day trading. This is the list we will be day trading today. If you guys have any ideas, any tickers you want looked at, whether ETFs, cryptos, futures, whatever it may be, make sure you throw that up in the chat log. We will get right to it. We will check it out for you. Make sure you guys, one last thing, make sure you're practicing that proper money management. This is a very challenging business. You're not going to get rich quick or earn while you learn. So make sure you are doing it the right way and you're doing it with proper risk. Okay. If you're struggling with that or you need help building a trading plan or anything of that nature, join the Discord in the link below. It's a free Discord group with some great traders in there. We can help you get a trading plan, help you figure out that money management, really just square away all the pieces that you might be missing. So don't hesitate to check out that Discord. And with that, let's get into it, guys. So we got the SPY and the Qs both gapping up on this CPI data. So it came out at 8:30 this morning, and apparently it was positive. A little bit, I guess it was a little bit lower than what was the forecasted. So they forecasted 5%, came in at about 4.9%. The month over month and the core inflation didn't change, but I guess they went down a little bit. But they didn't. I mean, it was pretty much as expected, but it did send the markets higher. So we do have a bullish gap on our hands this morning. Qs are, quite bullish, guys. There's really nothing holding the Qs back. Like if this was a stock, this would definitely be on my watch list. This is definitely a chart that looks very interesting for day trading for a bullish move higher. So, keep that in mind, guys. We got room to run on the SPY or Qs. SPY not as much. We do have the resistance in this like 418 area, but we do have a pretty decent void until we get there. So, leaning towards the bullish side today. Quite a few stocks gapping up, so we are going to have to make sure we're looking for relative strength. Because you can see just about every stock right when that 8:30 hit, they gapped up. So might have to wait for that first 15 to 20 minutes to figure out which one of these stocks are actually strong and which one of these stocks are just completely following the market. Because we like our trades to have relative strength. We want the stocks that we're trading to be on their own page, so they're not impacted by the market. So that's what we're going to be looking for today. This first stock on the list, ALC. So this one is Alcon Inc. Gapping up, it almost looks like an ADR, the way it's like trading kind of spotty and dotty. I don't believe it is. Let me check real fast. I guess it is actually. It's a Switzerland company, so it is an ADR. So not a huge fan of that. I thought it was like a California company at first, but looks like this was an ADR. Still a nice gap up, so we will watch it, keep it on the list, but just be mindful. These do trade a little bit differently than some U.S. stocks at times, so just be mindful of that on the ALC. Next up, we have Amazon. So Amazon's gapping up. Like I said, this is gapping up with that inflation news, so be careful here, but it is a good gap up nonetheless. It's been kind of consolidating for the past week or so, finally getting over that 200 period moving average. Maybe this is finally the move that gets us up to that 110 area and over. So keeping an eye on the Amazon. Going to be watching for relative strength on that one for sure. Next up, we have LTHM. So this is a pretty nice gapping up over multiple pivots. It only has about $1 of range left. You can see here where that blue line is at, right at that flat 200 period moving average. So I'm not going to try to trade above that. Once it hits 26, that's your target. It's going to be a hard target in that $26 area, but it does have the room to get up there. It is gapping up nicely. Not gapping up with the inflation news either. It's kind of gapping up on its own page. So another reason that I like the LTHM. So next up we have Riot. So Riot gapping up just below this resistance. You can see on this hourly chart here the best. Needs to get over this 12-12 area. So if it gets over that spot, I like it. It does have some room to run. Not a clear void. We do have a little bit of junk over here between 12 and 13, but for the most part, it has some room to run. So if it gets over that 12-12 area, keep an eye on the riot. Next up, we have Twilio. So this one's gapping down on earnings. So market's gapping up. This is gapping down. Like the relative weakness right off the bat. Should have pretty easy room to about $42, $43. So good range on this. Does about $3-4 a day. Has about $3-4 a range there. So keep an eye on the Twilio. Is it Twilio or Twilio? I mess it up every time. It's Twilio. I had it right. So keep an eye on the old Twilio down to that $43 area. This is another one that's it's going to be a hard target down to that spot. Once it gets there, it's going to be at its average trading range. It's going to be at this double bottom support. So we can trade it down to 43. I will not be trading it past 43. Next up, we have COHR. This is, I don't even know what company this is. Coherent Corp. All right. So this one's gapping down. This is actually a really nice gap, guys. Really nice gap here. Gapping under multiple pivots. It is a little bit extended. Same with Twilio. They're both kind of in that high teens area where they get a little bit extended down. But nonetheless, this is a pretty nice gap. Really would have liked it to gap into like 28, $29. But here we are, 27. So this might get bought up off the open. But still, watch for this thing lower. Really, it doesn't have any support holding it up. So keep an eye on that COHR. Next up, we got Rivian. So Rivian's gapping up. Has some junk to the left over here, so not my favorite idea, but if it's showing some strength, watch it. This was gapping up before the inflation news, so another reason I liked it is that it might have some actual relative strength there. So next up, we have UAL. UAL gapping up. Another one kind of gapping up with the inflation news, so be careful here. But it is gapping up into a void after a long consolidation, so watch that one higher. Next up, we have NET. So NET is another small little gapping up into this gap fill void. So should have room to about 53, 54, 55 bucks. You might get a little bit of resistance in this 52 area. So be mindful of that, but nonetheless, does have a pretty decent void up to that $55 area. All right, guys, markets are open. We go through Netflix real fast. It's just kind of a small gap up, kind of a backup idea. If it gets over this little shelf right here at 336 on the hourly chart, maybe we trade it up to the 340 range. But gonna need to see some relative strength out of that one. So that is the list. Markets are open. So let's get down to business, guys. Let's get down to business. See if we can't get a quick trade right here, a little 1 minute breakout on one of these things, you know. All right. ALC is putting a bottoming tail, moving up. Amazon's moving higher. Because I would really like, I just want to see some strength out of Amazon, really. So I just want to see the market put in some red bars and Amazon not do that. So that's really all I care to see on Amazon. Just show me it's strong. Just prove to me that it's actually strong. One second, guys. Okay, never mind. We're good. All right. You guys, Riot, another one. Gets over that $12 area. Keep an eye on it. I like it. Twilio's looking a little bit higher at the moment. COHR. Rivian, guys. Rivian's actually looking pretty solid at the moment. Showing some strength, so keep an eye on that RIVN. UAL is kind of pulling back. Netflix. And I had a long list of backup ideas, so if the stuff we are watching isn't working, we got backups. So don't you worry. We're gonna find something to trade, most likely. We're not gonna force a trade, but we're probably gonna find something to trade. This Airbnb was my only backup here. Man, yeah. Had it on the list. I was like, you know what? I don't think this is going short today. I really don't. Gapping down into all this support right at a 200 period moving average. I was like, you know what? I'm good on the Airbnb. And plus, it was gapping. I guess it wasn't a super wide range gap, but still. All right, so we're getting some pretty big moves so early right here, guys. Amazon's still pushing up. Markets are moving higher. LTHN moving higher. All right. SPY really has a pretty decent void up to that like 416 area. So we'll see if it can't put in a little bullish run here. Qs, like I said, man, there's absolutely nothing holding the Qs back. Nothing holding the Qs back. So that thing gets going. Man, we need to find a long trade. We need to find a long trade if that's the case. Rivian's still looking a little interesting here. I mean, it's right. The spot it's at's not bad. 1550. You only have a couple topping tails up here. It's not like you got a whole bunch of price action. So watch the Rivian over that 1550 area. You can get a little wedge, 1 minute wedge at the moment if you like it. Not my cup of tea, but if you like it, it's there. Net higher, Netflix has a Netflix. This needs to be up here. There we go. There we go. So yeah, got to get over 336 on the Netflix. Got to get over 336 there. Rivian, and this ALC is putting in quite a big move early, so not my favorite idea there. Moving up, and like I said earlier, it is an ADR as well. It's an American Depository Receipt, so it's not a U.S. based company. So ALC might be trading a little bit weird just because it is, like I said, it's not a U.S. based company. It is an ADR. Man, LTHN is getting whippy. Whew, look at that. Massive big old bottom tail right back up. Be careful with that thing. It's doesn't have too bad of a spread, but yeah, careful. Careful. There's Riot, real choppy. Markets are still they made a move up, and now they're getting air's getting a little thin up there. Put in some tails and such. We'll see if it recovers or if we pull back. All right, guys. Net is one you can keep an eye on. You can keep an eye on Net, NET. Netflix, a little bit interesting, but like I said, I really just wanted over that resistance before I'm getting in. NET, guys, this one's not a bad idea. It's pretty sloppy at the moment, so if it does exactly that, actually, if it does exactly what it just did, I'm interested. So yeah, I'm looking at like a 52 to 60 cent stop loss on NET. Oh my goodness, LTHM is junk. That thing, look at that. LTHM just shat the bed. All right, moving on from that one. Riot, like I said, Riot's still looking good. Still a little bit interesting there on the Riot. Amazon. This is what I was talking about with Amazon and the relative strength. So far, I mean, it's looking a little bit stronger. Moved up with the market, chopped around. SPY is pulling back here, and Amazon's not pulling back as much. So you do have the Qs looking very similar to Amazon, though. You're there. This is what I'm talking about with relative strength. There is none on Amazon right now. This is doing exactly what the market's doing. So, in fact, it's just a slight bit weaker than the Qs. So I really want to see some relative strength out of Amazon. Want to see that relative strength. As Riot's making a nice move up, so watch for Riot. You could make an argument to get an over high today. A little bit aggressive because you are just under that resistance, and there really is not a pattern there. But yeah, so hold off on. I mean, yeah, Riot's doing what it needs to do. So looking good on the Riot. Keep your eyes on that. Markets continue to look a little bit weak here. See the SPY and the Qs putting in a golfing bar. All right, so this is what we want to see. Now let's see what Amazon's up to. Now Amazon's showing us a little bit of strength here. or maybe a 50-60 cent stop on the Amazon. Watch it. I really would like it to get a cleaner breakout base up here. Watch the Amazon. Riot is looking pretty nice. I like Riot. UAL is not looking good. Net kind of rolled over as well. As Netflix, NFLX got over that resistance area. NFLX is over the resistance area, so watch it over high of the day on Netflix. Watch it over high of the day, man. Look at that Riot just coming right back. This is the concern whenever you buy under resistance. It comes up to that resistance point. Sellers are there. That's why it's a resistance point, because that's where sellers are at. So whenever the stock comes up here and sellers take control, it should not be a surprise. Guys, Amazon's where I want to be. Look at SPY, look at Q's, Amazon, high of the day. They're both pulling in. This thing, just right now, in the past couple minutes, confirmed that it has relative strength. It is stronger than the market. So now all we need is a pattern. All we need on Amazon is a pattern. Give me a pattern, I am in there. High of the day, it looks good. I do like right over high of the day. It has a really nice void on this hourly chart. You see what I'm looking at? Right over this resistance right here. Should have room, maybe minor pivot at 13. We should have room up to about 14 bucks. So keep an eye on the Riot. Trying to find an entry on Amazon. And that is kind of it right now. I've got Netflix on a backup list, on a backup watch type of thing. Looking maybe for that over high of the day, but it's put in a pretty nasty red bar at the moment. SPY and Q's both really showing some weakness right here. So SPY's rolling over low of the day. Q's almost at low of the day. And look at Amazon, just barely putting in a little red bar. So guys, Amazon, this is what I'm talking about with relative strength. God, man, that was good. Man, that was good. Look at that. Ran up. Did not sell off with the market. So yeah, watch for an entry on Amazon. What is the other fat man's doing here? Nvidia's pretty weak. Tesla's just choppy. Apple, Facebook. Yeah, so I like Amazon the best out of the fat man list. I like Amazon the best. Riot keeps moving on up. Not much to do with it here. I would not have taken this over high today. It's a little bit too aggressive for my trading plan. So if it consolidated for another bar or two, I would have probably been in there, but just not enough rest for me. This is what I'm talking about. All right. So I'm watching the Amazon. Markets are very weak right now. SPY and Q's both at low of the day. SPY and Q's both low of the day. Q's coming up on that support area right at this high, like 323-ish, 324. So I guess it's 324 now. So right at that support area on the Q's. Right there. Neither one of my short ideas are looking super great. Yeah, these are both pretty mediocre. Let's check the one backup I had, Airbnb, nothing. All right. So I don't have anything on my short list right now, guys. I do not have anything on my short list. Got my eyes on Amazon's pulling in pretty good now, so it's giving in a little bit with this market weakness, showing a little bit less strength. Riot's the strongest thing out on my list. Riot looks like the strongest thing out. Watch for it over that 1220 area. Rivian's not too bad, I suppose. You can keep an eye on Rivian. I'm not touching it until it gets over high of the day, because it is pretty sloppy. But if it gets up there and gives us a pattern, you can watch it. UAL's pulling in. Net is pulling in as well. Netflix here, man, everything's giving it up right now. Markets are looking real weak. SPY and the Qs both putting in a pretty nasty red day. So we've already exceeded the range from Monday and Tuesday today. We had a $1.96 range on Monday and a $1.40 range yesterday. Guys, that was one of the choppiest days we've had all year. Oh, that might be the narrowest range day we've had all year yesterday. I mean, we had a $1.40, guys. That was insane. Yeah, there's not another bar like that. Especially have two of those in a row. 2 days under $2 range in a row. That's impressive. You're getting a little bit of movement today. Getting some weakness in the markets. You look at Riot just peekaboo over that resistance and rolling over now. So good job holding off on the Riot. Just like I said, this is why we wait for the pattern over the resistance. This is why you don't want to rush into these things. I don't have a whole lot else, guys. I'm still watching Rivian. Actually, I do like the Rivian. It's showing a little bit of strength now. Showing some strength, so keep an eye on that. Otherwise, I don't see a whole lot else. Let's get my backup list real quick here. This DT is looking good, pretty thin though. DraftKings, Tesla. Yeah, not seeing much from the backup list. That's knocking my socks off. So, guys, Google actually is very strong. Guys, watch. Let's look. Keep an eye on the Google. Keep an eye on the old Google. Did his dirty yesterday, but keep an eye on this thing. It's the strongest stock that I see at the moment. The strongest stock. So watch Google over high of the day. It's going to need to give me a better pattern there. I'd really like it to be over 110. That's where we got slapped around yesterday. So I'm going to keep an eye on Google. We are 15 minutes into the day, so there goes the 1 minute chart. So we're going to be switching up to the 5 minute here. Google still does look good. So we just started this 5 minute bar. So if we chop around here for another little while, we are under that resistance. Keep an eye on Google. I do really like that relative strength showing, but I'm going to need a little bit better of a pattern there. So just watch the Google. Watch it. God damn. Wow, guys, look at Riot. My goodness. A little shake and bake. Riot with the shake and bake, guys. Keep an eye on this one. That is a bullish move, man. Shook everybody out. Now it's right back up to high of the day. So this one still has some good range. Not good range, but it still has range left. So keep an eye on the Riot. Keep an eye on that Riot. Otherwise, I don't see a whole lot else. Netflix is pretty mediocre. I'm gonna keep my eye on the Google. Throw this on my thumbnail watch list. So yeah, Google's and Riot are the two strongest things I see. Amazon still has some pretty good strength as well. So watch Amazon higher. Like $1 stop loss. So yeah, plenty of range there. Plenty of range. Guys, Rivian, another one. Almost back up to high of the day. Almost back high of the day on Rivian. You can watch this over over that 1550 area. It does look pretty nice. So keep an eye on Riot. If it chops around here for another, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, I will consider a position there. So watch the Rivian. 15.49 by, probably give it low of the day. Probably give it a 65-cent stop loss. You're going to need just over 16. So a little bit tough. Keep an eye on the Rivian. Keep an eye on it. So right now, I'm watching Rivian, watching Amazon, watching Google, and Riot. So Rivian, Amazon, Google, Riot. All right. Yeah, so look for a pattern right up here on Riot. I like that quite a bit. My short ideas are done, so don't even worry about the short list. It's over. It's done. You can still keep an eye on this net, net. You can watch this one. Hasn't put in a whole lot of range, kind of bouncing off a support area. So watch the net, maybe over high today. Netflix is still chopping around, but another one where you can watch this has a lot of range left. So, oh man, markets are still looking pretty weak at the moment, especially the SPY. SPY's continuing to move lower. Hughes may have found a bottom, putting in a big old bottoming tail right here. So, still leaning towards the long side. Still leaning long, even with this pullback. This was kind of an expected pullback. Kind of said it this morning. I would not be surprised if we get some selling pressure early, just because that was a pretty sizable gap up. You get a gap up, what was that, like 1% gap in the SPY? Maybe I guess a little less than that, but I mean, you get a gap up like that into a void, you're going to get some selling. You're going to get some people taking profits there. So, all right, guys, Google's my top idea at the moment. In fact, I'm about to get an order ready on the Google. I'm gonna give this thing a little bit of room here. Probably give it just under that half number, 108.49, get an 89-cent stop. All right, guys, keep an eye on the Google. Man, I really don't like it under resistance. Other than that, is that the only problem with it though? The pattern's good, trend is good, location. I mean, it has everything else. So that's my one issue. I think my plan can override that one. Not to avoid, not into. All right, I'm gonna do a little work here. Avoid that. Markets look like they're getting ready. All right, guys, I'm getting my order ready on Google. 109.38. So high of the day was an 89-cent stop loss. Yeah. All right, we're gonna need 110 some change. 110.27. All right, guys, give this a little bit of room. All right, guys. I mean, the relative strength and everything on Google is just too good to not get in this. Putting together a nice 5-minute breakout here. So Google 109.38 by 108.49. Okay. All right, so orders in there on Google. I really like it. The market timing is looking really nice. Markets are down quite a bit, coming into an area of support. So we get a market bounce that should pop up Google. And with how strong it's been, really any sort of green bar you think will rocket this thing up. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a tough trade. It's right there on the verge. Let me double check here. Does that have a little bit of resistance? Not into a complete void. Definitely got the power. Definitely got a good pattern. Volume is good. Nothing super special, but it's good enough. Yeah. I mean, that's my only issues with this is the little bit of resistance up there, but otherwise we look good, so I'm leaving that. All right. Let's see what else we can find here. So, guys, Rivian. Ooh, I like where Rivian's at. I like where it's at. Give me a pattern over high today, and I will probably be in this thing. Yeah, this thing has some pretty big days, so I'm not really super concerned about the range there. Amazon's pulling in a little bit here, so not as good about that one. LTHN, man, thing really shook the tree and right back up. So you can watch LTHM over high today. I mean, you're gonna need to give it another couple minutes. I'd probably need at least one more bar. So if you can get in past 10 o'clock over high today with a breakout, definitely watch that LTHM. Same with Riot, guys. I like Riot as well. Riot over high today. One of my top watches. If not, that probably is my top watch actually. So I don't see a whole lot else. You can still, like I said, you can still keep an eye on net. You can still watch the net. Netflix is getting a little bit uglier. And then Google. All right. So Google's pulling in a little bit here, but honestly, I'm not really worried about that. The more it chops around, the better that breakout gets. Yeah, my top two ideas right now are Rivian and Riot. Rivian and Riot. Top ideas. Let's see if we can't get one of these to go over high today. Give us a breakout pattern. All right. Riot. 1235. There's the range on this. Not a ton of range, but it does some big days. Should have room to about 13 bucks. So don't want to give it more than a 60-cent stop. So right there. Probably give it 53 cents. About 53-cent stop on the Riot. Guys, Rivian's looking even better. And Amazon. Wow, Amazon's looking good too. It needs to do some work, but keep an eye on Amazon. Guys, this Rivian's looking real nice. You honestly consider this a 5-minute 3-bar play. I'd probably give it a little bit wider on the stop. Give it 47 cents. You need just over that whole number there. If you want to be real aggressive, you give 31 cents. Guys, this is actually, I mean, relative strength, great pattern. That's a 5-minute 3-bar play. All right, guys, I'm getting an order ready on this. 1569 by 1521. 8-cent stop, good. You're gonna need 16 and some change. All right, guys, watching Amazon as well. Google's pulling in pretty good. Hasn't broken our stop loss yet, so we'll leave it for now. But guys, Riot's looking good. Riot's back up to high of the day. So keeping, man, this Rivian, I'm a little bit tempted here. What is holding me back on Rivian? I guess really nothing. I mean, the range is a bit of a concern. A little minor pivot up here, but for the most, that's a pretty good spot. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in there. All right, so Rivian orders in a 1569 by 1521. Orders in on Rivian. All right, guys, watch Amazon. Amazon's looking strong right here. Markets haven't even bounced yet, and Amazon's already on it. And Riot just blasting off. So I would have liked this one to chop around for at least one more bar, but it's not going to give us that. So we can still watch it, but a little bit less exciting there. As net is another one that looks pretty solid. And Amazon is just ripping beast mode. Beast mode on Amazon. So we need another like 2 minutes or so, but if this thing settles down, I will consider. Look how extended this 1 minute is. I need a little bit of consolidation, maybe pull back a little bit for the next minute or two. And then if that happens, I will consider a position on Amazon. Still got the order open on Riot, or not Riot, Google. So Google still got a position open there. Rivian, got my order on that one as well. I'm watching Riot, watching Amazon. Both of them are just kind of moving on up. Not a whole lot to do with it. And you could have. That was a very, very aggressive set. Yeah, that's not even a buy setup. It's not even a buy setup on Amazon. So it had the relative strength, didn't give in with the markets, but that was just a very, very aggressive buy setup. Yeah, look how sloppy that is on the 2 minute. So I don't think we missed anything there on the Amazon. This LTHM, like I said, need a little more consolidation there. What was that? Oh, got it. So we are in Rivian, guys. We are in Rivian. We we got a little bit of a better fill actually. So good stuff there in the Rivian. Got a little bit of a better fill there. I got the 48-cent stop loss. So I'm gonna be trying to raise that stop up pretty quickly here. Pretty quickly on the Rivian, guys. Watch it. Looking at snow, Casey. Let's check out snow. Long at 164. Getting in up here, 164. Stop loss at 160, basically. So a little bit tight to stop, but you've got room to run. Target up to 172. So yeah, your target's in a good spot. A good spot there. Shouldn't have any issues getting that thing to target. Got not a ton of support on the stop loss, but enough where this thing, if this pulls back, it shouldn't. If it goes to 160, you should be a little concerned. But whoa, did Rivian just stop? Oh no, we're in Google. Whew, man, I thought Rivian just stopped out. I would have been a little bit upset if that happened. So there's the Google, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and raise my stop immediately on Google. 108.68. I'm gonna get some immediate protection on the Google. Yeah, markets are bouncing pretty good right here. The Rivian guys looking actually really nice. I'm going to go ahead and raise my stop to 15.28. So raise my stop just a little bit. So now instead of the 40 cent, we got a 41 cent stop loss, which is, let's see what the protection is there. A little bit of protection, about 0.85R risk there. All right. So we are in Rivian, we are in Google. I'm watching Amazon. I got my eye on Amazon still. I still got some pretty solid range here, so watch this thing higher. You could get a breakout or a buy setup. Really, either or at this point is looking all right. So watch that. That Google looked. I mean, that breakout was nice. That was a nice breakout. Big old bottoming tail, big old engulfing bar. Feeling good about that one actually. Feeling good about that Google. Netflix still really chopping around. UAL is weak. ALC is ugly, not tradable really. This is what I was talking about that ADR. They just kind of trade differently. They kind of trade. It's just not the same. It's not. I don't even think the markets are open for them at this time. So it's just, yeah, a little bit more difficult to trade those. As Riot is just beast mode. You could have taken it over that 1234. Not a ton of consolidation, but you could have gotten it. Maybe a 30 to 40 cent stop loss. It's up about 30 cents. All right. Because Amazon, I'm thinking about this one, another 5-minute 3-bar play. It needs another 2.5 minutes. But if it chops around up here, this 1 minute gives us a little breakout, 5-minute 3-bar play. I will be watching that. No doubt. Guys, look at Rivian's looking good up here. Needed to break out. I really, really needed to break out. But once it does, I think we're gonna be well off on the Rivian. So Rivian's moving up, and or Google off to a pretty solid start. The 110 area is what I'm worried about on Google. Once it gets up to 110, that's when the worry bug. So let's see if we can't get a little more follow through here on this one. All right. So markets have bounced pretty good so far. Spies here. I mean, Q's all the way high today. My goodness, look at that. Look at that bounce on the Q's. My goodness, guys, this is a bullish move if I've ever seen one. Wow. Amazon's not going to rest. It's just going to keep on moving up. So looks like it's coming up into that resistance area, 110.70. You've got another dollar or so before it really hits it. Hey, I appreciate the follow, my man. Hey, if you got any questions, comments, concerns about what I'm doing, what you're doing, let me know. Type it up in the chat log. Ask the question. Get the stock reviewed. Get your trade reviewed. Whatever it may be. Make sure you're getting it out there. So, guys, markets are moving up pretty good right here. Qs are breaking out over high of the day. Amazon's still moving up. Google's still looking good. Rivian still consolidating. So I really would like Rivian to break out up here. That would be fantastic. Give me a little breakout on the Rivian. Considering raising my stop up just a little bit more, but we're going to hold off at the moment. Guys, net still looking interesting. LTHM is getting, I guess you can keep an eye on this one, I suppose. It's not too bad. Riot, maybe look for a buy setup on Riot. Net coming up to the high of the day. So watch that. UAL, yeah, UAL is dog water. What about AAL? Anything here? Nope. Junk. Man, Netflix is pretty ugly. Got a big old bottoming tail, big old topping tail, a lot of chop. So if it gets up here over high today at 337, gives us a clean pattern. You can watch it. It does have quite a bit of range left, but at the moment, you're gonna need to give this one some time. You need to give that one some time. So we're still kind of just hanging out right here. Rivian, oh dang, finally broke out, pulling back pretty quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and raise my stop up a little bit more here. 1535, right at that VWAP. So now, like I said, it was a 48-cent stop. It is now a 34-cent stop. So about a 0.7 R risk on that one. It's a good spot. That's where we want to be. A 0.7 R risk on that. Google might look to raise my stop a little bit here as well. Well, really don't want to get tagged out of Google, guys. I really don't. Original stop loss on this. What was my original stop? It was 109.38. I had it down here. It's an 89-cent stop. So it's already at 69. So it should be good with that. Let's see, what is that? Yeah, so about a 0.7 R risk on that one as well, 0.77. So got a decent stop loss on both of these positions. So not a full exposure, which is good. As the net is getting up there. Hasn't gave us any sort of pattern. So no clear patterns yet, but definitely worth a watch on this net. A little bit thin on volume, a little bit spready, but still not a bad idea. Watch Riot, guys. I mean, Riot's going to need to consolidate up here for quite a while before I'm getting a breakout. Quite a while. So stay patient with that one. I mean, Amazon's still looking all right. Amazon's still doing okay. This LTHM is one I want to keep an eye on, actually. Yeah, watching that LTHM, maybe over high of the day. Keep an eye. I really want to. It needs to retest the high of the day. It needs to give me a retest of that high. If it does do that, though, like a 36-cent stop in there. Oh, you got, like I said, man, this has a pretty nice void up to 26. I would not be surprised if this thing hit 26 today. I don't see it going over that, though. I think it's going to be attracted to 26 like a magnet. But over that area, I don't know. It's a magnet. It's not going to go. So watch for position on LTHN. Maybe we get a buy set up on one of these breakout moves on Amazon or Riot. Amazon's going to be a little bit tough just because it is under resistance. So let's make that one a little more difficult. And Rivian's really chopping around here. So hopefully this thing gets it going here soon. Looking pretty good, actually. Look at this 1 minute. A big red bar completely engulfed by that green bar. So buyers are stepping up. So hopefully we get a little breakout on that one soon. Amazon, like I talked about. Riot keeps ripping. Net is it's not doing a whole lot right here, guys. Just kind of waiting to see if we can't get a buy set up on some of these trades. Maybe a little breakout consolidation, but at the moment, we are just kind of hanging out. Google's still looking all right. Like I said, I want to see this thing get up to 110. If it gets up to 110, I'll probably raise my stop up a little bit more. Get a little bit more protection here. Raise it to about a 45-cent stop loss, so about a half hour risk there. That is the goal with that one. All right. Well, it's been a little bit of an active day at least. At least we got some movement in the markets. Got to move down, move back up. Qs are actually pretty bullish. We got to completely engulf that first move down. So, come on, Rivian. Come on, doggy. Let's get it going. I guess this resistance is technically 15.8. So is that where we're at? We're below that area. Yeah. So Amazon. Yeah. LTHM pulling in a little bit here. Riot. Oh man, things are slowing down a little bit now. So, if you guys got any questions or anything, this is a great time to ask it. Any stocks you want reviewed, all that good stuff. Because we got time now. We can dig into a couple topics if you want. Things are slow. That first 30 minutes of trading is always a little bit more. I don't want to say hectic. It's not a good word for it. Because if it is hectic for you, then you're doing something wrong. But it's just a little more fast paced. You got to be on your toes. You got to be ready to go. So that's why for that first 30 minutes, I try to stay focused on my little. You can start messing around a little bit, joking around a little bit, hanging out. Guys, look at Netflix. Netflix over high of the day. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. So keep an eye on that one. Let me throw this on a list, actually. I need to watch Rivian, man. Actually, I do. Alright. So keep an eye on that Netflix. I do like that. Interesting idea over high of the day. Rivian. God dang, guys. What is going on with Rivian? What is going on here? I guess it looks like there's more sellers than buyers. I mean, that's the technical answer. Yeah, there's more sellers than there are buyers, so stock is hanging out, moving down. So hopefully we get more buyers than sellers, and the stock moves up. That'd be sweet, guys. This Netflix, I don't know about how wide the stop I want to go on there is. You should have room to about 340. Yeah, I'd say 339, 340 areas when you start getting some a little bit of junk. So this would be 337, $3 stop loss. You are gonna need 340. You could probably get away with a $2 stop, just on a VWAP 335 ish. So keep it out that one. But I don't know. Keep an eye on it. I really would like it to give me at least one more. I don't like getting breakouts when the only breakout is over topping tails. It's just not. I don't like doing that. It's not exactly a rule of my plan, but just from my trading and my experiences, I'm breaking it. Taking a breakout over topping tails is a little bit suspect usually. A little bit sus. So just be careful with that. If we get a nice green bar and engulfs that topping tail, then that'll be a different story. But at the moment, holding off on the Netflix. Still in the Google. Google's pulling in a little bit here. Honestly, no real issues with that yet. Healthy pullback, moved up, pull in. As long as we get under 109.40, break that what was support or resistance, break that area, then I'll get a little concerned. Haven't done that just yet, so no real issues. No issues. It feels like it's been a long day. Feels like it's been a real long day. I don't know why. I've had this whole week, man. Every day it's just been like dragging out. Is that how you guys been feeling like that? Feeling like it's been a long week? I mean, Monday and Tuesday were just ridiculously choppy. Stupid choppy. I mean, between both days, we had a $2.50 range. We've already done more than that today, and we're not even an hour into the day. We literally have already had more range today than the last 2 days combined. That's impressive. That makes for some difficult trading. And honestly, I didn't do a great job of navigating that market. I lost between the past 2 days, between Monday and Tuesday. I lost 2R. So not a great start to the week, especially as a scalper. You need to be limiting those losses. Had a little bit of little ego issues start the week. But you know what? I think we figured it out. I think we're back on the saddle. So we're good to go. It would be really nice if we could get a couple winners today, man. Give me this Rivian to break out. Give me this Google to keep going up. Riot, little buy setup here is, well, first off, it's technically not a buy setup, so there's that. And this bar completes itself and doesn't break above the 1264, then it's a buy setup. Then it might be tradable. But holding off at the moment. I still got a bullish bias, guys. I still think this market can go higher, especially the Qs, man. The Qs definitely look like they want to rip today. I mean, like I said, they're in a nice void. SPY, not so much. SPY's in a little bit of junk up here. It's 414 area. Every dollar market's a resistance, really. So we are not in that clear void on the SPY just yet. All right. I still got my eye on a few trades here. This net is one of them. Every one of these trades I'm about to talk about, they're all going to need at least 5 to 10 minutes, though. I need more consolidation. I need more of a pullback. I need something on all of them. But net does not look too bad. Amazon needs some more work, but not a terrible idea there. LTHM, another one, gets back up high today, gives me a breakout, about a 42-cent stop loss, so still in that range under that $26 area, so still good on that. Riot on this little pseudo buy setup, snag this one potentially, so watching that. Net, net is probably one of the better ideas. Net's probably one of the better ideas. Those two are junk. Netflix is getting pretty sloppy again, so not a big fan of the Netflix. Guys, markets are pulling in pretty big here. Pretty good sized red bar on the SPY and the Qs. Ooh, Rivian's pulling in a little bit as well, so looking like we might get tagged on the Rivian. Dag nabbit. So out Rivian. I don't even know what my risk was on that actually. So trailed out of the Rivian. Man, I like that, guys. I'm upset with how Rivian ended up actually. Son of a gun. That's annoying actually. Rivian was looking good, guys. Like I would 100% take this trade again. So Rivian just barely peekabooed us out there. We'll see if it goes with the full stop. But they did trail us out. Google's pulling in a little bit here, so hopefully we find some support in this 109 area. Right. As net still holding up pretty well despite this big market pullback. So watch the net over high of the day still. Still got an eye on net over high of the day. Riot as well. So Riot's pulling back a little bit more. Maybe like a 12.60, like a 54-cent stop out. Probably even 43. Get a little bit tighter there. Don't need a whole lot. You need right over that whole number. Keep an eye on the Riot, little Riot buy setup potentially. Riot buy setup. Amazon, man, the Amazon buy setup. I have issues with Amazon just because of where it's at on the daily chart and the hourly chart. It ran right up into resistance at 110. Now it's pulling back, so the buy setup does not have that void right there. It doesn't have the void. And my favorite two ideas are net and Riot. Net and Riot. Man, I'm thinking about getting an order in on net actually. This would be 49.12. What's the range? I think it still has really good range actually. Volume's pretty solid. It should be 49.10. What does it go here? 49.10. Probably give it the 73-cent stop loss, so 48.39. All right, and then you're gonna need 9, just a little over there. Son of a gun, it's going right here, guys. I can still get in with the limit order. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. 49.10. Got good range, good volume, good relative strength. So I'm gonna try and get in the net with a limit order right here. All right, so we're in there. 49.10 by 48.39. 49.10 by 48.39. I think we should have room to at least $50. Have easy room to $50 on the net. That's where this little pivot comes into play at. And a nice uptrend on this 15-minute chart, hourly chart, breaking out, showing relative strength against the market. So keep an eye on that, or not keep an eye on the net. We are in the net. We are in net. I'm going to go ahead and raise this stop up. It's about 10 cents here. Instead of the 49.10 by 73-cent stop, now it's at 62 or 64. All right, so a little bit of protection on the net, not a whole lot. So we'll see if this thing breaks out and gets me up to like 49.50. I'll probably raise it up a little bit more. So, man, Rivian just looked like it just barely peekabooed us out of there. Amazon. This Amazon bison, it's not looking bad, guys. I really can't lie. It's getting a little bit tempting. We have another couple minutes, so just be mindful of that Amazon buy setup. I'm about to put that through the grade trade, or the trade grader here in a second. As Riot as well. Riot looking good over. That buy setup already triggered, but you could get in over high of the day if you wanted still. So, man, look at Google. What a dog. This thing's pulling in pretty good here. So, this thing's had my number the last few days. Son of a gun. Another breakout where it's like, man, how do you not take that? It has a little bit of resistance over here, but other than that, everything else was stellar on Google. Just stellar. So, this LTHM needs work. Netflix is real weak. So, guys, watching Riot. Well, it needs to settle down right here. It looks like it's not going to give us that. What's some other stocks in this sector doing? Mara's looking good. Coin moving up. Not a whole lot of great patterns on either one of those. Guys, let's watch Amazon as well. Amazon, like I said, it'd be about $1 on the buy side. 109.68. So you're going to need right at that resistance area up there. Let me throw this thing through the trade grade. Let's see what we're working with here. So you do have the resistance. You're not in a great void. You got the range to get there. You do have the positions of power. You do have the relative strength. Okay. The pattern is pretty good, actually. Pattern is there for sure. Not rushed into it. Alright, guys, I'm taking this Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and get my order ready. It's going to be 109.68. 109.68. I'm going to give it a dollar stop loss. A $1 stop loss. 110.68 out of this thing. So right at that resistance up there. So give this thing a little bit of room. All right, there we go. Order is in there on Amazon. I didn't even put that. My bad. Amazon, we got 109.68, 108.68. It's a dollar stop loss on that Amazon, guys. Another weak day. Yeah, another choppy day. Man, this one fooled us though. This one kind of fooled us because at least the past few days, like it was choppy. It was obviously choppy. Obvious chop. Man, today, I thought we were going to get some direction. What was that? All right, guys, we are in Amazon. We are in the Amazon. We're in there. I'm going to raise my stop automatically. You guys know I like to do this. Raise it just about 10 cents here. Give me a little bit of protection. All right. And then what else do we got right now? What else we got going? We got Google. So Google's not looking too bad. Putting a little bit of a buy setup right at VWAP. So hopefully we get a little bounce, breakout over. I thought we were going to have a nice bullish day. Pull back. And then once the Qs ripped high, once we pull back and the Qs bounced off support and ripped to high of the day, I was sold. And I was like, this is going to be a nice bullish day. But we've just been getting some chops since then. Just been getting some more chops. So, yeah, we'll see if we can't get some more follow through to the long side. That would definitely be handy. And this thing really just barely tagged us out, didn't it? On the Rivian. Amazon's off to a decent start, so really just need this over 110, and I'm feeling a lot better about it. Over 110, I'm feeling pretty good. Guys, Net's doing a good job so far. Net's moving up to where we needed to. So this one had a, what was it? Was it a 60-cent stop? I don't even remember, honestly. I'm about to raise my stop again on Net, though. raised it up to about 48.60, 48.70. All right, I thought. Da-da-da. Whew. Man, what a day. What a day. All right, yeah, I'm going to raise this stop up. Let me check the 1 minute out, see if we got any levels here. I think about 48.75. Get a little bit under those supports right there. 48.75 on the net. I really don't need to even go that tight. I'm going to give it a little bit less room here. There we go. All right. So net moving on up. Amazon, slow start, but still moving up a little bit. Google still kind of hanging out. Man, I need some more strength out of Google. I know, right? You got to commentate like it's tough, man. It's it's not easy business. It's just, well, guys, look at the market. We're chopping around. 20 minutes later, oh man, look at the market. We're still chopping around. Like, damn. We have taken a few trades though. We had some decent setups. This Rivian setup was pretty solid. I would take this one again. Got the Amazon buy setup here. A little bit aggressive getting in under that resistance. That was my big concern with that. Getting in under resistance. Same with the Google. This was a little bit aggressive getting in under that resistance area. The net, I do like the net. Got in, got the gap fill. So it should be, I feel like net's my favorite trade at the moment. Net is my favorite trade at the moment. Google is, whew, I'm not feeling good about Google, guys. I'm not feeling great about the Goog. Hopefully we get a little bounce up here, but I'm not sold on it yet. I'm just not sold on the Google. Not getting that warm and fuzzy feeling, you know? Whenever you have a good trade, you know it's going to work, you get that feeling. I'm not getting that feeling on Google. I don't think we did anything wrong. I think we followed the trading plan. It met the criteria. So it's not like we broke our plan, but just not getting that good feeling about it. Man, Riot looks like it was the place to be today. 32 cent stop on that buy setup. A little bit tight there. You probably would have given it 50 cents or so. You're up about 20 cents, so up about a half R on that buy setup. Man, I really just need like one of these stocks to hit today. If I get like one winner, I'd be happy, man. Looks like net might do it for us. Hopefully it does. Let's see it. Let's get it going, net. Let's get it going. Whew. Man. Man, commentating this. I just gotta start telling stories or something, I guess. Keep you guys entertained. Man, get this. I was getting my hair cut like a week ago or so, and I was listening to the people, the barber lady, whatever, I don't know if it's a barber, but the hairdresser and the lady next to her getting a haircut. And I mean, they don't look the healthiest, you know. They look just a little bit, yeah, pale skin, a little bit overweight, you know. And they're talking about these medications that they take. And they're both like, yeah, medication that I take tells me to stay out of the sun. It's like, so I don't go out much. I really don't get in the sun. And the other one's like, yeah, mine does the same thing, but I just kind of ignore it and I do what I want to get in the sun. I was like, what are we doing, man? What type of medications are we giving people to where they literally can't go out in the sun? Like, getting sunlight and getting that fresh vitamin D is one of the best things for us. And we got doctors prescribing medication to people telling them don't go out in the sun. Like, what? It just doesn't make sense to me, man. Some of these doctors are just doctors, pharmacists, all of it. They're just so profit driven. They just could care less about people's health and what actually is good for them. And it drives me crazy because I mean, a lot of these people just genuinely don't know better. They go to the doctor and they trust the doctor to tell them how to be healthy because that's what a doctor's supposed to do. And then the doctor's just feeding them a bunch of bullshit, trying to rack up a bill. And we got half of the country obese and taking like 20 pills, bro. It's like, I think like I saw like 60% of Americans take more than one pill a day. like prescription pill, like not just like a allergy pill. Like they're taking like prescription medication. Like over half of Americans are doing this, and it's insanity. Exactly, eating is the key. You don't need all these pills and all these prescriptions and stuff, man. Just it's so simple to be healthy. Just eat right, get outside, and move. That's it. Just do that. Exactly. No one gets to the root cause. They're just putting patches over everything. Like, oh, you got diabetes. Here's a pill for that. You got anxiety. We got a pill for that. It's like, no, go get to the root cause. Figure out what your actual problem is in life. Is it diet? Are you not moving enough? Are you not eating enough? Are you not interacting with people enough? Another big problem with society. We just get these kids who stay inside for literally like 23 out of 24 hours a day. They don't talk to anybody and they just play video games, and then all of a sudden they're depressed. And it's like, well, I wonder why. Like, I wonder why. All you do is scroll social media and play video. Like, get out, talk to people, live life, touch grass, hit target. Come on, Net, hit target. Get out of the house a little bit, Net. Man, look at this. Look at Google bouncing up for us. So maybe Google gets it going here. We'll see. Let thy food be thy medicine. Yeah. Yeah. I know, Tony, you're a real holistic type of guy. So I know I'm preaching to the choir talking to you, but I mean, some people need to hear this. Some people need to get off their ass, go move a little bit, eat some food that isn't fried, like, do some natural things. Go take a walk in the woods, clear your mind a little bit. Come on, Amazon. Guys, I'm going to raise my stop on Amazon just a little bit more, just under that whole number at 109. I'm going to go up, what is this? Got a dollar stop loss. So 70 cents. So yeah, I'm going to go to 0.7R, raise my risk to that 0.7R area, 108.93. So raising the stop on Amazon just a little bit up here. Everything else looking all right. Are you live on YouTube as well? So I am. So I stream live on YouTube, but I don't really promote it. I just kind of, I usually watch the YouTube videos myself. Actually, that's my main purpose of YouTube. I know I could use TradingView and stream back on here, but it's a lot easier just to watch myself on YouTube. Just pull it up on my phone. So I pretty much use YouTube as a recording base. I don't really, like I said, I don't really promote it, or I don't even know if I get any views. I don't think I get a single view on my streams on YouTube. Because, like I said, I really just don't promote it. And even if I am getting streams and people are asking in that chat room, I'm not paying attention to it. So, yeah, not really using the YouTube. I thought about linking up Twitch though, linking up Twitch as well. But my problem with that is like, am I gonna have if I do the YouTube, do you have to have like two different chat logs? Because that's my issue with that. Like, I don't want to have 2, 3 different chat logs. I'm gonna have to monitor like all these different conversations and stuff. Like, so if there was, yeah, because I don't know. Maybe you know, Tony, but I don't know if you can get the YouTube comments to come in through the TradingView chat log. I'm not sure. You know what they need to add on TradingView for streamers is just a list of names, dude. I just want, like, right next to the chat log or right below the chat log or something, just give me a list of active participants. Because I want to know who's watching what, like when, you know? Look at my phone to see the YouTube comments. Okay, so yeah, you do have to have the 2 different chat rooms. So yeah, I don't really check the YouTube. I just kind of have it for recording purposes. But yeah, I made a feature request for the streaming though. Like I said about having a list of names. Because I mean, when it says there's like 7 people online right now, but I want to know who those 7 people are. Like, I want a list of names here, and I'm trying to get TradingView to add that feature. more of a feature for streamers, but also it would make my stream better for for the viewers and for you guys as well. Because if I'm on here and I can see there's 7 people watching and I know the 7 people and I'm familiar with their names and stuff, then I can cater my stream better towards those people and just make a better experience all around. So yeah, bull wins. The pills are such a big problem in America. Honestly, the whole pharmaceutical industry is just it is corrupt, man. The motives are terrible. Pfizer, I hope this stock goes to zero. I genuinely despise this company just because of what they've done. Uh, just ridiculous, man. I genuinely hope that company goes to zero. That is, it's wild. It's wild what they're able to do to people and get away with it too. There's no lawsuits against these people. If you die from a pill, good luck getting money, bro. Or it's already set aside to where they make a product and they know for a fact that they're getting sued, but the maximum lawsuit is I don't know, 5 billion, and they know they're gonna make 10 billion off of selling this drug, and they're like, all right, that's just one of the costs of doing business. So it's wild, wild what they're getting away with here. What was my stop on this net? I can't remember my regular stop. Was it 71 cents? Or was it wider than that? I think it was about 71. I think that was right. So right now I'm about 35. So I'm about a half hour risk on the net at the moment. Man, markets are really just chopping around here. SPY and Q both just chopping around, my man. Whew. All right. So I'm going to be calling it a day here in about 5 to 10 minutes or so. We do have 3 open positions. Got this open buy set up on Amazon. We got the what was a breakout on net, and then you got the breakout on Google as well. So all 3 trades they're not looking terrible. I really think it's probably a coin toss on just about every one of these, whether it hits target or stops out. So those are some odds that I don't mind taking. I'm down. I lost on the Rivian. Lost about 0.6 R on the Rivian. Would have stopped out all the way though, so I guess we saved a little bit there. But not a bad day. Worst case scenario, what have I got on Amazon? We got 0.75 open on Amazon. We got what was about half our risk on the net, and then Google was about 0.7 R risk on this one. So what do we got there? Let's do some quick math. So we do have a little bit of open. This could be about a negative 2 R day, 2.5 if everything ends up selling off. But all we need is a few winners, just 1 or 2 of these to hit target, and it will be a good day. So I feel like I traded well today. Actually, I don't mind any of the trades I took. I don't think I missed any very obvious trades. Like this Rivian, I would have taken that again. Amazon, this one was a little bit aggressive, but again, it met my criteria. I would probably take that again. This LTHM never had any patterns or anything, so nothing to do with that. Riot what was that? Google. Man, I'm about to never trade Google again. The stock is a dog. I gotta figure out what that was. 650 minus. All right. So that was about a 0.8 R loss on the Google. Google can kick rocks. Oh, my bad. My bad. There it is. 0.8 R risk. Man, look at this market just rolling over. I guess I married my bias a little too strongly this morning with the long bias. Gapping up. I expected to sell off, but after we moved up high like this, I really thought we'd continue that trend. But SPY and Qs have both been really struggling all morning. So we still got some positions open on the Amazon and the net. So both of them are looking a little bit less than 50% at this point. Net just about tagged me out, held by a couple pennies there. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna call it a day here. I guess I'll give you guys another minute or two, but yeah, we got right now. I'm down about an hour and a half. Like I said, we got about a half hour open on net, and then a little more than that open on the Amazon. So worst case scenario, we're down about 2.5 hour. Really isn't. I mean, that's not a good day. Obviously, you never want to be down like that. But like I said, man, I really don't hate my trading today. Some days you go down like that, and you're like, man, I shouldn't have taken those trades. But today, I really don't mind any of the trades that I took. Hour and 17 to go. Whew, I don't know about that. I got about a minute 17 to go. How about that? Man, what is going on with this market? What a dog. This nasty red bar out of absolutely nowhere. Just nasty red bar. So, all right, guys, looking like we might just end up getting tagged out on the Amazon and the net. So, probably gonna be about a 2.5 hour down day. So, like I said, not a good day, but again, not a horrible day. We didn't break our trading plan, so that's always positive. So, we will be back at it tomorrow, 9:20 Eastern time. If you guys haven't already, make sure you check out that Discord channel in the link below. Got some great content in there. You get some personalized help. I will be in that voice channel right after I get off of here. So if you want to chop it up, hop on in there. But best of luck to you guys. Hopefully you guys had a little bit better day than I did. But like I said, nonetheless, not the world's worst day. Definitely recoverable. So that's the goal tomorrow. So we will get back at it then. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good one.